Welcome to the Car Guys and welcome back to the Porsche 718 Spyder. That's right, it's time for the last piece of the puzzle. This car is getting its new exhaust at last. A titanium race exhaust to go on this baby, and I'm hoping that that is going to transform the sound of this car and make it the complete package. You of course are coming along for the ride, so what we're going to do now is drive up to Stratford-on-Avon to get the exhaust fitted. We're then going to go for a drive and we're going to compare the before and after of the exhaust sounds to see just how much better the new exhaust is. Sound good? Okay, let's get on with it. This week, yes, at last, I'm going to get a new exhaust fitted to the Porsche 718 Spyder. Now, yes, of course, I know it's a YouTuber cliche thing to do, but if you have been following the journey of this car, you will know that it's the one thing this car needs: better noise. The only thing that was wrong with this car, now that I've had the decals done, now that I've got the seats fitted, don't get me started, was the noise. And I know lots of people have said, oh, who cares about the noise? It's all about the handling. No, in a car like this, it's all about the noise. It's as important to get the noise right as it is to get the handling and the looks. So I've spent months searching for the perfect exhaust for this car. I've had a lot of feedback from you, so thank you very much for that. And unusually, I've actually paid attention to what you've said. I'm therefore on my way to the Cotswolds to visit a company called String Theory that will be fitting my brand new titanium race exhaust. And I'm a little bit excited. Now, one thing I've just noticed, if for some reason you forget to turn off the stop start, I don't know why you would do that, but let's just say you forgot, it will make a horrendous drone at about 2,000 revs. And what that is the cylinder shut off. Oh, hello, secret car. Secret Aston Martin development car just seen there. I wonder what that is. Could it be the brand new AMR car? Who knows? So here I am, I've arrived at String Theory, and as you can see behind me, the 718 Spyder is up on the ramps, ready to get its new exhaust fitted. So now that I've dropped the car off, I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Ben from String Theory. He's going to fit the exhaust, and he's going to take you through every step. Take it away, Ben.
I'm Ben from String Theory. We're fitting the JCR silenced valved race pipe to Damian's 718 Spyder. See, good collection of gravel in the under tray. So as you can see, you've got here the OPF, the particulate filter, which is a fairly new addition to these cars. 981s didn't have them. Nothing really had one in terms of petrol engine cars until recently. So that's a new thing for the tuning industry to overcome. And that's the reason why these cars just don't sound as good as they used to. And then the standard system, as you can see, with the valve, which goes off to a smaller pipe inside the exhaust system itself. Not showing you that very well, but there you go. Big pressed steel boxes. It takes up the back of the car. And there you go, the same. Ignore the splashes of WD-40. That's just so everything comes apart nicely. So that's how the standard system fits up under the back of the car. As you can see, one of the major things that all Porsches suffer with is corrosion on the exhaust fixings. You can see the nuts are already quite corroded. This is where it drops on my head. Big up and over pressed steel box. The standard valve setup. You see the relatively small diameter pipework. I believe all the pipework is standard is the same size across the 718 range. So there is a fair bit of power to be unlocked when it comes to the GT4. which I'm sure we will see when they release the RS variant. Silenced valved race pipe from JCR. Rolls off the tongue, that. And once you're on the car, you can actually adjust the tip angle and the position. So the standard exhaust, you're locked. It bolts to the actual OPFs, and then where it comes out the bumper is where it comes out the bumper, the end. With the JCR system, you can make sure it lines up to the bumper perfectly, and you can rotate the actual angle of the tips. So some people actually prefer them to be closer or further from the bumper. And then when it's all locked off, you adjust the resonator pipes so they're clear from the exhaust, and it's all lovely. It's not a time-consuming process just to fit it, but to make it fit nicely takes a little bit of time. So, all being well, the JCR pipe should, more or less, there we go, gently persuaded on that side, and gently persuaded on that side. I'm using my titanium manifold stud kits. After 1800 miles, they're already starting to rust. We are fitting the megaphone tips. There's a couple of different variations on exhaust tips with the JCR systems. It's surprising actually how much they affect the sound. So these, even though they're small, that resonance actually adds a character to the sound in itself. Because this is a titanium exhaust, it will turn blue and do all kinds of cool things when it comes to colours. But that also means that if you leave any major marks on it, it will leave funny hotspots on the system, and you'll have permanent reminders of me on there.
And this is it. It's on.
And that's with the valves closed.
Hello, matron.
That's a bit different.
Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so I am driving it away right now from String Theory. The exhaust has been fitted. As you heard from the startup, it already sounds 100 times better. But now's the first time to give it some beans. Now is the first time to just take in the nuances of the new exhaust at various speeds and types of accelerations. Is that okay with you? Then we shall begin. Loud exhaust button on, second gear. Anyone fancy some beans? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Oh! Yes, I can confirm that the new exhaust is indeed good. So let's see what it's like at more manageable speeds. When you lift your foot off the accelerator, you get quite a nice pleasing little ruffle like that. But what you notice most of all is it's just a more muscular, deeper, more baritone sound. it is an expensive option. I should highlight that. The exhaust for this from JCR, and I went for the titanium race exhaust, was just over £5,000, which I admit is a lot of money for a bit of exhaust sound. Yes, you might think I'm crazy, but to me it was so important to transform the character of this car. Without it, I don't think I ever would have been that happy driving this Spyder around. It was that bad. It needed something special. It needed a new exhaust. So I was prepared to pay that money. Now I want to make it clear that I paid full price for this exhaust. There was no YouTuber discount, no discount because it was the Car Guys. I paid exactly the same as you would if you were going to buy it. So that's why I can talk to you honestly about what I think of it and about whether I think it's value for money. So now that I've had the exhaust fitted, now that you've heard the noises, old and new, what do you think? Do you think it's a vast improvement? Here's my thoughts. I definitely think it's a big improvement. It gives you a much nicer oral experience. It gives you a great howl at high revs. It is not an all-out, crazy loud race exhaust that's going to rattle windows and set off car alarms. It is a lot more subtle. You've got a deeper rumble overall. And then at the top end, you've got more of a flat six howl, which is exactly like the old 993. I went for the silence race exhaust on the advice of a Car Guys fan because I wanted something that was not going to be too obnoxious, and I also wanted to take it on the track. So 5,000 quid for this, to be honest, I think it's a little bit steep. I think for what I've actually got with this car, it's probably a bit too much money, but I'm quite keen to see how the noise develops as the exhaust gets worn in further, as it turns purple with use. There's a trick that you can do apparently with the air filter and fit the GT3 RS air filter into this, which further enhances the sound, so I'm definitely going to do that. But I think overall I am happy because it does improve my experience with the car. It makes it a lot more pleasurable to drive. Would I recommend this exhaust to you? Yeah, I probably would, but bear in mind it is pretty expensive, so it might be worth shopping around, and maybe also JCR might reduce the price of this in time. Remember, I've got one of the early ones. I personally think that although it isn't a game changer, it is a significant upgrade to this car, a lot more subtle than you think, but there is a lot of oral pleasure to enjoy. Thanks for watching this episode of The Car Guys, where I fitted a new exhaust to this 718 Spyder. Hope you enjoyed the analysis, hope you enjoyed Ben fitting it. If you like what we're doing on The Car Guys, please subscribe, leave comments and likes. There'll be another Car Guys episode along next week.